Oh, it's so good. But now that I've talked about how good Star Rail is, I want to go into another topic that's really kind of bugged the shit out of me for like a few
Mhm.
years, and it comes up like every fucking Genshin patch, and it comes up like and it's finally come up after like a month of Star Rail being out. But you've probably seen it if you've been on YouTube or anything, but if and you've played you've I mean you play Genshin, you've probably looked up Genshin shit, which means you probably run into this thing. You'll run across a YouTube video with a thumbnail that says creators are quitting because of this shit.
I've not run into that, but I've heard about it.
Oh god.
What's that
Every
all
few
about?
months people will start blaring about how everybody's quitting Genshin or everybody or like I saw it for Honkai Star Rail. It's like people are already quitting Honkai Star Rail, and then you watch the video and it's about content creators who blew through all the content and have nothing else to do. So they're taking a
Well,
break.
I mean, that's okay. So, actually, a related thing to that. I remember watching YouTube short about this, where this guy was basically giving tips for new players in 2023 about Genshin. One of the things is don't waste your primos on standard banners. Save it for events because you get standard banner stuff way more frequently than you do your event banners, which
Yeah.
is a kind of a no-brainer and makes sense. Like you get a very limited amount of antiquated fates. That is genius. Next, the other thing is take your time with the game because you are going to burn your fucking self out if you blow through
Oh
everything,
yeah.
and that's the biggest part about it. On top of that, when it comes to farming artifacts as well, that's also another thing he said. Just take your time with it as well. Do not burn out because like this game is big, it's long, it's not meant to be completed. It's meant to
Oh
be
yeah.
enjoyed. Like how a
That's
friend of mine who plays Terraria,
that's what
he plays
drives
the game
me
to enjoy it.
that's what drives me up a fucking wall about this topic. And it's like the only real people that actually like complain and end up quitting the game because of this shit are content creators. And it's like,
Well,
dude,
yeah, because like they
dude,
they're
I
they're
get
complaining
it.
about the
This is your
of playing.
job. You have to rush through the content. I understand that. But
You
like,
don't have to rush through the content as a content creator. I mean, yeah, sure, it's the world first. Oh, I did this. I got here
no, I
first
mean
kind of
literally
thing.
like no, I was watching another guy and he brought up a good point where it was like I want to get through the content so I can make guides, so I can make builds, so I can do all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's true and that sucks that you're in that situation. But man, there are other games you can play. You know what I mean?
One man sacrifices another man's guide.
Yeah, like it's this has bugged the shit out of me forever, and it hit a head back in when Sumeru first came out. Because when Sumeru first came out, they made a big disclaimer and thing where it's like, hey, this game will not have an end game. Genshin's not gonna have an end game,
Well, that's good. I
and
was worried it might.
so many people got so mad about that, and a lot of people quit the game because of it. But the
I
thing hit me when I remember reading that, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But did they ever actually promise that? Because so many people were acting like they've been led on for years. But
well,
I
okay.
got
Here's the thing. If I could speak here real quick,
yeah,
why would you want to give a game that is basically incentivized on you spending money if you really want this character, gotcha, mechanics, on why would they incentivize having an end game? I mean, look at Fate, for example, especially Fate Go. At first, we thought the whole end of Solomon was going to be that thing, like the end of the game. But then they brought Lost Belts. Why would they even promise an end game for a game that is consistently evolving, adding more things, and
yeah.
bringing more
Well, that's
like
the thing.
easier times for other
Fate
players?
Go's an interesting fucking way to bring that up because Fate Go's content is the character grind.
Yeah,
Once you finish the story, you build your fucking characters. You build that's and you build them for the crazy hard events that come out.
I mean
Cuz
that's what Genshin is doing right now.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I do agree that Genshin needs some more permanent content. Like like right now it has that it has that fucking domain builder. Imagine if that was permanent and you could just build domains to for other players to play.
Yeah, like that right there would add so much more to it, and it
Yeah.
would add like a lot of more detail
But
to it. It
the
would
thing
add a
that
good
hits me
branding.
is the like, and it's I literally typed this out in the document because I wanted this to be the major talking point for for the first real episode of this podcast.
Sorry.
Do games need an end game? Do they need a reason to keep you playing forever? And this is something that's always bugged me because like I used to play Destiny. I play fucking Final Fantasy 14. I'm playing Genshin right now. Like I I'm noticing that more people are starting to walk away from Final Fantasy 14 because it's run out of content. And
Yeah.
but that's the thing, and this is something that kind of bugs and this is another thing that bugs the shit out of me is that Genshin and Final Fantasy 14 kind of do the same sort of motto of this isn't meant to be played religiously. This is meant to be something that you sort of, play off and on, maybe take a break from, come back a little later kind of shit. But so many people want these games to be forever games that they just play every day, And it's like I don't get that at all. Like
Well, that's
I want to play
okay.
other video games.
So let me explain it in a little bit of a sense towards like some focusing in a sense. People who want a game to play every single day is like I guess the right way to explain it is it's like trying to find a game you can enjoy, so you want as much out of it as possible. So it doesn't matter even if you were to beat the game. Let's say, for example, Stardew Valley would be a good example of that. Um, like even if you were to say beat the game, you still have a lot more to do. That's an example of like a good game that has like endless replayability. For having an end game, that like yeah, sure, there's a fine line between having an end game and not having one. But when you have an end game and you have a goal behind it, that's when you're more likely to like set aside like your tasks that you need to do. It gives you more of an incentive to play, but in a
But
more
like,
passive tone. If
yeah,
you were to play it religiously, like for example, if you were to play Final Fantasy 14 all day, every day, you got to get that grind in for your characters, for your levels, for all that stuff. What are you going to do after everything's maxed out? That's in the same boat that I am with all my classes. I'm in the boat of, all right, cool, I've leveled up everything that is my classes. I have nothing else to do. I have no incentive to play the game again.
but like, but that's the thing. It's like then when that shit happens and you have nothing else to do, then you take a break and you come back a
Exactly.
little, find something else to play. And that's the thing that always hits me about this conversation about these people going nuts about Genshin not having an endgame. And I'm like, do you guys seriously not want to play anything else? Like,
There are other games.
yeah, there's a
You
lot of
just
other games. Like, the biggest issue right now for me is that I don't have time to play all the games I want to play. Like, I need to go back and finish Tears of the Kingdom. I need to fucking. I want to go back and fucking finish Wild Hearts. I need to go back and finish Wild Hearts. That game was so much fun. But, like, fucking Final Fantasy 16 just came out and I can't fucking play it because of, well, a combination of money issues and just not having the fucking time. Like,
there's like a
even if I
backlog of
didn't,
so many
here's like,
things.
even if I didn't have money issues right now, I probably still wouldn't be able to play Final Fantasy 16 the way I wanted to because I just don't have fucking time. Like, Genshin and Honkai are perfect for me right now because I only have time to hop on for like an hour or two a day, grind out my dailies and get off, or maybe hop on Honkai and just play the story a little bit and then get off. Like, I don't have time to fucking like sink into these fucking forever games, and that's the thing that fucking kills me with whenever I hear about these content creators complaining that they've run out of stuff to do and can't fucking play the game anymore. And I'm just like, I fucking wish I had that issue. I wish that was my problem, but I have a fucking 10-hour a day job. I have responsibilities and life, and I'm just sitting here like the on one hand, playing video games for a living sounds fun, but on another hand, it sounds like a fucking curse. Cause
It
you'll
really does.
like what happened. I remember back in the day. I'm sounding like an old man. I used to
Back in
play,
my
yeah,
day,
back in my day, I remember I used to play Kingdom Hearts 2 all the fucking time. And you want to know what I do after I beat it?
just left it alone.
Yeah, I went and played something else I wanted to, or I restarted and played it from the beginning. Like, can you imagine if Kingdom Hearts, you beat the game, and then they're like, all right, now go and do this, go grind this battle pass, or some shit. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I will tell you this. Games with a definitive ending have a better review than those that don't, from what I could tell.
Like, I mean, from what I've heard, fucking Final Fantasy 16 has like a crazy new game plus feature that like changes the game completely. That sounds fucking awesome.
It does.
Because it's like not just you're gonna have to grind this shit out. Like no, it's just you basically just unlocked super hard mode.
Yeah.
You
Like
carry over
that's
all your
all
shit,
good
and now the
game
game
design.
is much harder. But like,
That's that's like one of the best game designs I've seen or heard of.
like after playing fucking games that are like this, the game is the end game kind of shit, like Destiny and Final Fantasy 14 is not really like that because like straight up, one of the biggest compliments I can give Final Fantasy 14 is the fact that its expansion story is a whole fucking game in of itself.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's the best part about
Endwalker,
it.
I did the math. It took me like 80 to 90 hours to do all of Endwalker's story. It took me a long ass time to do all of Endwalker's story. Endwalker on its own is the size of a normal RPG. And that's not counting all the extra in-game content shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Though I will say this, like the end game content is kind of dull to an extent. Yeah, the story is nice and all, but like it's the fact of there's nothing else after that is
yeah.
what kind of relays the whole Final Fantasy like formula of like regression.
Yeah, but
'Cause, like
like
I'm gonna be honest, like even though yeah, I have my sub back and everything, it's just so fucking hard for me to get back into the game.
yeah, well that's the thing. The content you have is raiding, Island Sanctuary, or going back and doing some old shit that you skipped over. Like me, for example. I still need to go back and finish Eureka. I still need to go back and finish Baja. I still need to go do fucking Hildebrand, for God's sakes.
A fucking men to that, sir.
Like I want to start the new relic, but I haven't done Hildebrand yet. But like it just falls into this fucking weird conundrum of like I said, the original question I have wrote down here is do games need an end game? And honestly, I don't think they do. I think a lot of games would be so much better if they were just a game. You played it from start to finish, you finished it, and then you went and played something else. You know, I think we
Though,
need more games like that. Too
yeah,
many
and that's the
games are
thing.
trying to be like the whole end game grindy ass formula like Destiny or fucking or multiplayer games like fucking Overwatch. You know, like I think too many
Well,
games are trying to be stupidly long end games, and it's just
yeah.
sad. You know, if I see another goddamn battle pass, I'm gonna scream.
Honestly, there's no defeating the purpose of a battle pass anymore because that's literally just a revolutionized thing that has been
Yeah,
engraved in.
every fucking Street Fighter 6 has a fucking battle pass. Explain to me how that fucking makes sense.
Every time you get a match, you get points, and every time you finish a match, you get more points. Every time you lose a
Yeah,
match, you get points, 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 points.
yeah.
Honestly, the whole battle pass shtick is so dumb. I want it to just be over with already.
Yeah,
Like,
like
yeah,
it was
sure, you
cool
get
when it first
cosmetics.
happened. It was cool when it first happened, but now
Yeah.
every fucking game has one. Like
And now
Jesus
every game
Christ.
is also open world too. Let's also not forget
Oh my
that.
god. Yeah.
Open world battle pass, here you go. Have
Oh
have
my
a
god.
have a gotcha game system behind it too. Why not?
I'm
Like fuck, what
I'm
like
telling
why
you
don't they
right
just
now, if
throw
games
everything
could
in
get
there?
away with it, they would if fucking devs could get away with it, they would make a gotcha game that you have to pay $60 to even buy, but then you also have to pay for the gotcha shit.
Oh, and also a subscription on top of that too.
Oh god. Ugh.
Pay for
That
the
made me want to
subscription,
throw
pay
up
for the
just fucking thinking
game.
about it. Modern gaming fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, it does.
Like
We
every
don't
once in a
have
while you
anything
get a
good.
good gem like Final Fantasy 16 or Street Fighter 6 or fucking Honkai Star Rail, but like most of the time was it's just bullshit.
Yeah, honestly. It's just kind of sad.
Yeah. Anything you wanna any information you wanna shove into this little topic before we move on?
Nope. Honestly, I just wish video games got better. That's it.